weren't you in a film called The Three Muscatels?
Yes.
And wasn't that Richard Pryor's last film
And his last film.
that he was actually in?
Yeah.
And did you actually hang out with him on set and get to know him a little bit?
Yeah, they're Three Muscatels. That was Flynn Pryor, his next to last wife. I think he married Flynn twice, his seventh wife or something like that. But Flynn, he had 2 kids by her. But yeah, we also did a concert in Atlanta. And that's how I met Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was one of my biggest idols, and I used to go sit by the edge of the bed with him when I got back off tour on Monday nights when he lived off Moraga Drive, and just sit with him on Mondays and Tuesdays when he was really going through his disease. And it was like, yo, and it for real. And he used to give me the real. Because his wife was in Atlanta, so she was Jehovah's Witness, and she was living there, and they built the house and all that. But that movie, Three Muscatels, which he financed and financed. I learned a lot, and I was in the right place at the right time, man. Like, and learned a lot from from the heroes.
What do you think was the best advice that Richard Pryor gave you? Because everyone, when you look at the modern era, I feel like everyone does their best kind of Eddie Murphy impression, and Eddie Murphy was trying to do his best Richard Pryor impression.
Exactly.
So this is kind of like the godfather of what I consider modern comedy.
Okay.
So what did you learn from hanging out with him?
Well, at this state, I learned he gave me, information about my business. You know what I'm saying? As far as, him and Clarence Williams III. Anybody, get your accountant together. Have your accountant together. Get your business, pay your taxes. That's one of the first things he ever told me. And then it was like, why are you on stage? And what's your longevity? What are you looking for? What are you saying to the people out there? Because he's not just talking to a specific audience. And he just little things. He just say, what are you talking about? I say, okay, what are you saying? How long do you think you can say that? Because I was a single man talking about stuff. And it was like, so he made me really look at the longevity of him. But I also saw the major thing I learned from him is how you can be most blessed and talented and have the most gifts and trophies in the world, but you can't get next to him. I used to see the houses he had in Mexico and the houses he had all over the places where he couldn't even enjoy his mansion in Moraga. His Grammys, some of the Grammys were dusty and broken up on the fireplace. And I was like, wow. It's like, if anybody was my martyr in life to say, okay, I've been through racism, I've been through drugs, I've been through abuse, I've seen it from, pretty much bad from a kid, and I made it. And he was still alive to see all that, even to see his own demise. And I was like, I don't know if I ever want to be in that situation to see me go up, down, around, and then can't do nothing about it. But it was amazing to see how you can create your own world and then destroy yourself in it.
Yeah. Well, in 1992, you were, I think, 27 at the time. That's when you got your big break, which was hosting Def Comedy Jam because Martin Lawrence had left the show.
Yeah.
Why did Martin Lawrence leave?
Martin Lawrence, it was time for Martin to leave Def Comedy Jam.
Blowing up and
too big, and it was too much. It was too much pressure. He was taping like 5 shows, like in the weekend. So every time he came up, it was 5 shows a day. So if it was the season, he'd be taping like from 9 in the morning to like 9 to the night, wow. And then going back and doing the movies and doing Martin and coming back. And then it was too much where you don't want to burn yourself out. Because back then you either did movies, you either did television. You didn't really put all that together. You either made your money on the little TV, or you're a movie star. You're a television star, or you're a movie star. You do commercials, or you do this. So it was like, but when cable started getting more, popular and people started having it and a way to go, it was like, okay, how do you, challenge both of those worlds and fit into them? And he was at a good place at a good time where he made him fit. But it was, it was challenging.
Martin was a hell of a host. So you had very big shoes to fill. Was there a little bit of hate in the beginning where it's like, oh, we miss Martin? Because like I said, he was so dynamic in that role, and now you have to fill those shoes. Was it hard at the beginning?
No, not being, cocky about it, but it wasn't hard because I
slid right in.
I thought I should have the job before Martin had it.
Ah, there we go.
So it was, to me, I was like, Martin's not a host. Because Robin Harris had died. Robin was supposed to be the first host of Def Comedy.
Oh, he was supposed to be the first
Robin
Def
was a
Comedy.
host.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I used to see Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell down in Atlanta at the Jack the Rapper, that whole little thing, they used to ask me who was the next one, who you think is the next one after Robin died. And I was like, it's me. But at that time, wasn't social media, it wasn't anything you had. You had to go with what the people knew. And Martin had made some appearances on that big national show. What was it? The big show that's like, Be a Star Now, whatever it was.
Star Search?
Stars. He was Star Search. He had some moments on What's Happening. Mm-hmm. And he had a couple of appearances in the movie. So it was like, yo, who are you? I had nothing out there but maybe Apollo. Mm-hmm. So, and then Jamie Foxx. So I was like, hey, there's nobody funnier than me and Jamie right now and then me. So when Martin took over, it was like he surprised me because I thought Martin couldn't be a host. I thought he was more of he's a comic that couldn't stop and break his jokes up. Mm-hmm. But when he did it, I just learned, okay, we both learned from Robin Harris. And I was like, man, we helped each other. Martin is a good friend of mine. Like I helped move when he got his first check and went and bought his new truck. Went and picked up his girlfriend. I was there with him. We rode down to the hood and seen him. Yeah, I was always that guy. I helped him move a couple of times. So it was like it was love. It was never no hate.